What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian.
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
To all you Blues fans, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
BlueNote fan report. Hey, aloha. It is hockey night in Guyland. Yes, it is. We are going to be talking some hockey. We are about 24 hours, a little less, 25 hours away from Game 5 in Winnipeg as the St. Louis Blues will be up there for the whiteout. I think what's going on right now is so cool in Winnipeg. And they don't even know they're honoring us in doing it. Right? They don't even know they're honoring us in doing it. I am not 100% certain of this, but I feel like the Blues were the first playoff team to open their arena during away games, and they did it in 19, starting with, I think it was the Stanley Cup, the semifinals, the game against the Sharks, but I know it was during the finals too, and we were selling that place out. And, owner saw that, oh, wow, we can do this too. And they've since started doing it. Well, there was a video out there on Friday or today, I think it was. I saw it. I think I posted it in my group. I'd have to go and look. Winnipeg doing their whiteout on Sunday, during Game 4 in Winnipeg. Thank you. Thank you, Winnipeg. We appreciate you honoring our tradition, what we started, right? Duces wild in the West. Up until yesterday, every series was 2 apiece. You can see here, 2. This one was 2. Dallas won last night convincingly. This is Game 5 is starting today. Will be later tonight. And then this Game 5, you can't see because of my name hiding there. And I don't remember how to make that go away. That same thing. That same thing is sitting there. So, and then on the other side, it's 3-1 down. This game here, the one right behind me, and then see if I can turn my hand the right way. Yeah, that game right there. Devils aren't giving up. They're up 3-0 right now. And then let's kind of set this over here. Then we got the Toronto game. This one here is going on right now, and that's zeroed up through I think the first period is over now. Let me double check here, make sure I'm not off. Yeah, the end of the first. And that one's nothing. Been a good game, really, really good so far. I think the Capitals did it the year before. It was to sell hockey tickets to a Stanley Cup final game in a baseball stadium. We did that too. We were the first to sell, yeah. That might be true. I don't completely remember the whole situation, but it was kind of there. But to me, they're honoring us. Chris, yeah, give it to me, right? And I said I could be wrong. right? Jason says, next time you don't tell me about a show, I'm starting to talk. Jason, I posted this show earlier today. So if you don't have the notifications on, that's on you, dude. That's on you, right? I'm sorry, with no disrespect. It's on you to have the notifications on when I post shows. And I posted this in my group. I posted it on my page. The Blue Note fan report posted it. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take the hit on that one, bud. I appreciate you trying to give it to me, but I'm not gonna take it. David AC, thank you. Jason Nichols, thank you. We are going to. I had so I put it out before that I usually put these little like teasers out, and I said these were my teasers today. Can the We All Bleed Blue bucket trend? Is it 19 again? I'll go over that. Helly is in hell. Will he find redemption? Duces wild in the West, but they need to win number 5 to stay alive in the East. And that's kind of what we're talking about. That's where we're going today. I asked a couple of people. Jason says, you see all the hype over no charges. I think it's the dude that cut the player's neck. No, I did not. I haven't. Right? I get it, bud. Oh, Lance. Hey, Lance, if you're hanging around and you want to join me, let me know. But I think you got Tuesday, so you can't. Matt Lowe need to win game 5 in the peg. Not necessary, but would be really good. I actually think it is necessary. Right? Jason Nichols, 2 minutes for tripping. I like that. Nichols, you're on. You got 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. I think we need to win in the peg, right? And that was what that statement was. That statement was straight up, can we buck the trend? So far, in 2 of these series, in the West, the away team has won out of 17 games. The away team has won 4. 4, right? I mean, the home team's winning at like a 74% clip. I think it was 70% clip, something along there, right? Really, like it's a 70% clip. In the East, not so much. In the East, they won 9 of the 16 games. I mean, so the home team is winning 60% of those, right? The away team is winning 60% of those, right? So that's a big flip. No, I think it was tripping. You be tripping. Yeah, it was tripping. No, not unsportsmanlike. I'll give you tripping. I agree with that. Tripping. 2 minutes for tripping. You be tripping. Yes, but I think we win 6 at home from what we've seen. Then game 7 in Winnipeg goes either way. If we get to a game 7. See, that's the thing. I don't want us to have that much pressure going back home in game 6 or in game 6. Because right now, and we can talk about this because I've been doing it. The last 2 games, anybody know what Hellebuck's GAA is the last 2 games? Or his save percentage? Come on, Hellebuck's, what is Hellebuck's save percentage or GAA in the last 2 games? Anybody know? Right? It is disturbing to say the least. Right? Very, very disturbing to say the least. I keep forgetting there's like a 10-15 second delay between when I talk and you hear me, and sometimes when I ask questions, I forget about that. I know it's 817 over the series. That might be a save percentage over the series. For the last two games, it's 744. Right? Jason! Jason, how you doing, buddy? No, you know what? We talk all hockey here. That's a huge game for the Kings tonight. They especially after they lost the last one. They need to win that one, right? That Hellebuck video was real. That one was real. The Bennington video was AI, and I don't post them if I think they're AI, because I think that AI is because that AI can get picked up the wrong way. That AI can get picked up the wrong way. So I will not post. If you see it in my group, posted by me, if you see it in the Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan, posted by me, then it's something that is verified. It is something that is verified. Oh, I don't. I absolutely don't. If in the Western Conference Finals, no. I mean, I think goalie-wise we're better, but that's the only area where I think we're better. And in a series like that, I think we lose. I really do. All right. I really think we lose. Where are we at here? I think I got all. So Hellebuck is a 744, and his GAA is a 7.13. There's only one goalie in the last two games that has a worse GAA than Hellebuck. Right? Anybody know who it is? There's one goalie that has a worse GAA than Hellebuck. And the reason this goalie has the worst GAA is he only played 6.5 minutes. Right? We have a better D than the Oilers. I will give you that, but I don't think that our D is going to be able to offset their O. Right? I don't think our D offsets their O. That's kind of where I'm at with that. I think that when you have that good of individual players, you've got to be able to at least not match it, but be able to offset it. And I don't think we offset it enough. Right? Goals expected amongst playoff goalies too. He could be, and that takes starters, not other ones. Martin, get out of the first round. I agree with that, Martin. You're absolutely right, man. Let's worry about the first round. The only goalie that has a worse GAA than Hellebuck right now is the former Blues goalie, Charlie Sideburns, Charlie Lindgren. 5 saves on 4 shots for 1 goal against in 6.5 minutes of play. That came in when Logan Thompson got hurt a couple games ago. Now, let's go over. Now, my stuff was just the home games. Well, now we're going to look at overall for the playoffs, right? And in the playoffs, Bennington is 2-2. He has 97 shots against, 88 saves. He's given up 9 goals. He has a 907 and a 229. That is not bad. That's 8th overall, right? And that is goalies that have played at least 3 games. That's goalies that have played at least 3 games, right? And then you get down to Hellebuck. He is also 2-2. He has faced 82 shots. He has given up 67 saves, given up 15 goals. He has an 817 and a 442. His 442 is right there at the bottom. There are 2 that have worse than he does. And I'll look it up here real quick. And the two that have worse than he does, one of them is a regular goalie. The other one isn't. One has started 2 games. The other one hasn't started a game at all. Just played 1 game. Just played 6 minutes. We talked about Lindgren. The other goalie that is worse has a 6.11, and that is Skinner from Edmonton, who's been placed by Picard, whose numbers aren't much better, right? Skinner has an 8.10 and a 6.11, right? Picard, his numbers are better. He's got an 8.89 and a 3.29, but still, those aren't playoff numbers, right? They are not playoff numbers at all. Got 11 Watson. I'm going to get to 50. During this playoff, I'm going to get to 50. I might do some short videos and post them tonight. I want to get 50 viewers, man. I think we can do it. I think we got that comment. If we get past the best team on paper in the NHL, I kind of don't care who we play. Yeah, you're I'm sorry. I'm not there yet, bud. How many goals have the Blues scored in 4 games so far? Are they leading all teams in the playoff? No, I don't think so. But I can get you there. I can get you there. Teams. Goals for. Through 4 games played, with the exception of the Avalanche and Dallas, who have played 5, the Los Angeles Kings are leading in goals for. They have scored 19 goals. They've given up 18, though. Right? They've given up 18. The Oilers have scored 18 goals and given up 19. So that puts them in second. In third place is the St. Louis Blues. They have scored 16 and given up 10. Goals for per game. Let me double check this real quick. Yeah, we are third at 4.0. Goals against per game. The Blues are, flip-flop that. The Blues are fourth at 2.5 per game. Well, tied for third at 2.5 per game with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hurricanes are first at 1.75. Panthers are second at 2.25. Those numbers, I think, well, the Carolina's going up absolutely because they've already given up 3 goals in a period, right? And we can go from there. So where am I at? Okay, let's go back here. Catch my goal save expected or something, some stat like that. Yeah, I don't get into the extra stats. I could, but I kind of stay away from them. I kind of stay on the NHL stat page because I can get pretty deep into that. I've learned how to get pretty deep into that to where I can go by individual game or period or things like that. So I can look at it that way, bud. Kyle Mead.
We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Jason says all the I can't say that. The V nominated goalies are having playoff issues. That is correct. The Mundo, they are. And I get that because it's a different style of play. The only thing, come on, Jason. Let's just worry about Winnipeg first. Let's get past Winnipeg, then we go. Decent goalies, but that's it. I'm not sure what John's comment is because I'm a little late. Samantha, how you doing, Sam? 16, that's what I were talking about. We're third in that. We scored 12 in just 2 and 4 in the other for 16. Yep, that's right. 16 was the number. What happened to Tucker? I missed the game. He kind of in behind the net, he got kind of caught up and it looked like his knee got bent backwards. I thought originally it was a tear, but if they're saying it's day to day, it's not. It's a strain, meaning, I mean, it's not needing surgery, at least not at this moment. He's not going to be in the next game, and I'm okay with that. Will we see Corey Schulman and Ellis play at all? Probably not. But those aren't the only black aces that are going to get called up. More will get called up. If we go further, more are going to get called up. Ellis right now, his job is to be Hellebuck, so he needs to let a lot of pucks in. Oh, that was neat. Yeah, I don't see it happening. No, unless we get depleted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just called them Meatball Leafs. I love it. And love the goal 9 seconds in with Dallas. A chance to note show up American Airlines. Yeah, it's possible. Folded his knee when he fell. Yeah. Oh, well, hey, welcome, bud. Yeah, ouch is right. I'm trying to catch up on the comments. I haven't walked right in 2 weeks. I felt that. It just happened. Aaron Nels. How you doing, bud? Yo. Tucker is day to day, apparently, according to Monty. Yeah, I thought he broke it for sure. I did too. I did talk about that, him being day to day. Aaron Nels. Hey, Aaron. Aaron, thank you. Right? Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I put a thing out yesterday on Facebook and post, and I was having a rough day yesterday. I really was. And Aaron just sent me a message and said, "Hey, are you doing okay?" And I appreciated that, Aaron. I really, really did. So thank you. And I'm hoping I got the right Aaron. Oh, that would be bad if I'm thinking the wrong guy. I don't think I am. There's 2 Aarons that follow me. Right? No, it was Aaron. I got the right Aaron. So thank you. What Hellebuck will show up tomorrow night? Exactly. That was my second teaser. Helly is in hell. Will he get redemption? And right now, I gotta tell you, he did something that when I've seen that in the past, those goalies get replaced. Anybody know what I'm talking about? He did something in that last game, and he did it more than once. And he definitely did it after he got pulled. But I want to see. Stick it to the show, Australia fan. Let's keep it with what I'm talking about. I really don't want to get into personal stuff, okay? Thank you. I appreciate it. What time is the game? 5 past on the buck. Actually, you could say 11 past Hellebuck. 8:30 Central Standard Time. I think that's right. 8:30. Let me sure I got that right. I got to figure this out. Game tomorrow is 8:30 Central Standard Time. That is correct. That is correct. 8:30 Central Standard Time tomorrow. Senators are on the board. Senators on the board. 1-0 in the second. Early in the second. Actually halfway through the second. I'm kind of behind. Let me see. Where am I at here? Kind of getting by that. Thank you. I didn't see that post until an hour ago. You put out yesterday till today. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, bud. More like which Blues team will show up. Well, you know what? Oh, stop. Oh, I need a break. I need to get a break. Pump the brakes. Stop. I'm going to stop this one. And this is kind of a Stephen Glass comment too. If you go back and look at games 1 and 2, I don't think the Blues did anything wrong. Game 1, they were tied. They were going to overtime. down in the last minute and a half of that game. Before a puck gets behind the net, a clearing pass, they make a mistake and it ends up in the back of the net. And then an empty netter makes that a 5-3 game. Okay, mistakes happen. But they played with them. There was no point. Well, let me rephrase that. Up to the beginning of the third period, I thought the Blues played as well, if not outplayed Winnipeg. In the third, Winnipeg started doing that suffocating defense and trying to take away, hitting the Blues when they touched the puck, keeping the puck in the Blues defensive zone, taking away passing lanes, causing turnovers. They started that in the third. In the third, that's the only period where I went, yeah, we lost that. You go back to game 2, that game's tied going into the third period again. Same thing that happens in game 1 happens in game 2. And then they put on that suffocating defense that the Blues struggled with. Right? At this point, and I'll get back to your guys' comments, and I want to deal with this first, then I'll get back to my Hellebuck thing. At this point, to sit there and say the Blues didn't play good games is wrong. It is. It is not. Trust me. You go look at some of the other teams that were out there, the Devils, while they're playing, the Devils in the first 2 games, in the first game, the Devils were just beat bad, right? And then they pushed 3 games to overtime. But even then, it looked like they were the worst team. The Blues have never looked like the worst team in this series. Right? So I want the same Blues team that's shown up. Offensively aggressive, defensively responsible. That's the team I want to show up. If Winnipeg shows up and elevates their game, great. Because I don't think we need to elevate ours. I really don't. And that's what I'm going to say about that. And I'll catch on your comments. I'll check your comments real quick on what I'm saying on that, and then I'll go back. I think looking good start to finish. No, I mean, the Blues team, we know that they can, what they can do. It's got to keep cool heads like they have been. Okay. Just like the regular season game, they did the same thing in the regular season. Yeah. David says Blues got outscored in the third period in the first 2 games. Yeah, but that's kind of a misnomer there. It is a misnomer. I mean, it's true, but it's a misnomer. Right? I get it. I want Game 5 against San Jose in 19 where we just took their spirit. Well, I think that we took their spirit away the game before that. The game before that, Game 4, which was the game after the hand pass game, San Jose should have won that game. They lost that one 2-1 on a Blues team that just would not. Oh, there was a trip. Just would not give up at the right time. Just was not going to, no matter what, they were not going to go down. And by that point, when Game 5 comes, San Jose has nothing left in the tank. Right? Okay. So I think I caught up on that. Now let's go back. So I talked about Hellebuck and what he did. And he said, Aaron says he left the bench. That's right. And he not only left the bench and went to the locker room, before that, as each goal, as a couple of those goals got scored, he's looking at his team. He's blaming his team for what happens. Now I get heat of the moment. Lana, hey girl, at the heat of the moment, all right, yep, yeah, that's what we're talking about. And the heat of the moment, fine. But when you turn around and leave the bench after you get pulled, I think he can talk about being better all he wants. That team's not going to play in front of him. I'd be really concerned about that team playing in front of him because he did blame them for the loss. Straight up blame them for the loss. And at that point, let's go back. Can you think of the last Blues goalie that kind of blamed his team for a loss? I can. I think I'm on the right path here. I want to see if anybody else can. Because we kind of ran into a situation like this. Yeah, but Albert, at some point you got to come back. And when you don't come back, it's no longer heat of the moment. It's no longer heat. You go to the locker room, you throw water on your face, you take a few deep breaths, and then you take yourself back out there. He didn't. That's the difference there. Not Benner. Not Benner at all. Oh my goodness. Berube just said he needs to play offensively. I'm about to have a heart attack. I want to say Jake Allen. That is right, Aaron. See, Aaron knows where I'm going. Aaron knows where I'm going. Albert, are you a Winnipeg Jets fan? I hope so. I want to get more fans from this. It was extremely unprofessional. And even in his comments about, I have to be better. Yeah, that's the end. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what, Albert? If you know somebody that does this for Winnipeg, Albert, send them a link. Send them my way. I'd love to have a Winnipeg fan or a Winnipeg podcaster join me. Right? I think that's great. I love debate. It's hard to do it on this, but I got to say this, and I'm glad you're here and welcome to the show, and I hope you stay with me. What I normally do is during the games, I come on and do live commentary. Commentary is kind of, but reaction. I do live reaction, right? Let's see here. I said Benner because the NFL hate. I'm not worried about that. What an emotion roller the Jets have to overcome for tomorrow night. Number one team, number one goalie. Win first two games feeling good. Come to St. Louis and get their ass handed to them along with the best goaltender. Blues are in their head. Burden is on the Jets. You are 3/4 right there. The burden is on them, and the Blues may be in their head. But you got to remember, in 2019, the script was flipped. The Blues won the first two. In fact, the Blues did not lose in Winnipeg. And they only won game 6 in St. Louis. They lost the first two. Or they lost games 3 and 4. So, for the Jets, they're going in this, the series is tied. We just got to score first. Oh, it's cool, Albert. I ended up going to game 3 of the challenge. Did you pick? I didn't. I ended up not doing the bracket. I forgot. I thought I had more time and I missed it. I was going to pick 2 brackets, and in one bracket I was taking the Jets in 6, and in the other bracket I was taking the Blues in 7. And the second bracket was my fantasy type bracket. Right? Enjoy Texas, bud. Let's see here. I missed this comment. Wait, what are your thoughts on the Jets player who was punching Texier at the end of the game? Why won't he get disciplined for that? Because at the end of games like that, that's kind of a it's kind of a staple thing. I didn't like it. I didn't like in fact, I thought with the way the Jets ended those 2 games was extremely unprofessional. And I think the way they ended game 3 set up game 4, right? And they came out in game 4 ready to go, but the Blues bended, but they didn't break. Tie that game up late with that deflection, and then 10 minutes halfway through the second, the floodgates open. Right? Take it easy. Thanks, Australian fan. For me, I have not looked at the Blues in this series and said you're gonna go down in 4 or 5. I never looked at them like that. When I was on the radio, when I was on with Under Review with Mick Kern, I said, and here's the thing, if you listen to that, I said exactly what had to happen in game 4 for both teams, and it's what happened. Right? It's kind of what happened in that first period. Winnipeg came out trying to be suffocating in that first period, and they came out of that first period tied. Second period comes on, they get away from it, and then the Blues open up. By the midway part of the second period, they'd gotten away from that suffocating type of defense, and you can't play that for 60 minutes. You can't. You got to roll 4 lines. You've got to be you have to be in the lead to keep doing that. And once the Blues tied it up, they had to get away from it. And once you get away from it, you're done. Right? It may be. There have been some really bad hits in this game, or in this playoffs. Some really bad hits. And it would be really nice that more the NHL needs to take a little bit better stance on. Now they're trying to cut down on some of the mind games and that's great, but you need to cut down on the end of the game stuff. You need to start giving out game misconducts or the match penalties, right? If you start doing that, I'm sorry, there's a stupid ass commercial that's kind of got my thing on there. Okay, I need to get away from that. Okay, now I'm lost. Like I said, during your dirtbag Jets, yeah, I got Jet fans here, so I don't want to go pushing. I don't want to go out that. I don't want to start naming names and that. I don't want to do that. I want to be respectful of everybody. Besides, Hellebuck Jets have to be concerned that they only have one line produced. Really, Connor and Scheifele are the only guys that are producing. So defense is important. I thought offensive play was okay. God damn. Talk about using my words against me. Let's go back. Okay. When you go into a defensive mode like that, you have to maintain it. You can't get away from it. Once you get away from it, you can't get back into it. Now, when you're in the lead, sometimes that works if you can do it right, but you can't do it for 60 minutes. And that's what the Jets tried to do. They got a lucky, they got a puck off the post, goes to a guy in the right spot. He's able to put it in off a defenseman, more or less, and then goes from there. Albert, I talked about that a little bit already. Jets are better than the last 2 games. Jets get a top 6 forward back. Bottom 6 gets better. I'm optimistic. And that, Albert, that's fair. That's very fair. My issue is the Hellebuck issue, right? Because Hurricanes get one back, 3-1 Devils. Does that team go out there and play for him? Let's say he gives up another goal and immediately blames his defense. If that happens, this series is over. Over. Right? This series is over. You can't believe your own hype. And it feels to me like Hellebuck believes his own hype. Right? And you really can't. You cannot believe your own hype. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. I know not everybody can see all comments. Like if you're on that's not a concern. Why would that not be a concern, Albert? Oh my goodness, that's a concern. See, you're writing off something that's staring you in the face. You're writing off something that's staring you in the face. And in fact, the reason I know it because of Hellebuck's comments. Oh, I'm going to be better. You don't come out with those comments unless something got said in the locker room. Oh, it does. Yeah, I agree. A lot of times it does, except, in Edmonton's case, it's helped. They've won 2 games after they've done it. And in fact, the Blues did it against Minnesota. Had Husso. And everybody, Bennington's done. Husso's in. I disagree with that, Albert. Well, I will get there. Let me hold on. Right? Yeah. Look at the Kings' prevent defense against the Oilers with the lead. It doesn't work. Never has. Never will. I've never understood deviating from a game plan when playing a well-run hockey game. I agree to playing mostly defense, especially against McDavid and Drysdale. Sorry to bring it to the Kings again. No, that's fine, man. Jason, you're more than welcome, bud. But that's who I watch. I'm sure it's the same as no. Jason, I love talking about all of it. We got to talk about all of it because it's all important. But just so you know, Jason's in my fantasy league with me. Jason and I bitch about my league here too. Trust me, it's not just in the chats. All right, they've heard it. Albert says the team is tight. You know what? When you get blown out 7-2 and 5-1 in back-to-back games, and the goalie blames you, you're not as tight as you think you are. Right? You're not as tight as you think you are. I think the Jets are in a bad position. The goalie might try to do too much, and the same with the D, and that drags people out of position. Speaking of the Allen era, good point. Very good point. I like this, Jason. See, Jason, I'm solid with that, man. How I feel about us in the goalie situation and the fact of the 32-team league and, how everyone wants to have the rules at every other league. Well, you can't. All right? Trust me. And yes, we are NHL talk. A lot of self-inflicted drama into the game. I agree with that. Right? Now, look. Yeah, I know. That's hard to do sometimes. Albert, I get what you're saying. I really do. But I think that view is short-sighted because let's say this was flipped. I would have been feeling the same way. I don't know. Well, in the first round, usually there's more, especially when a team didn't expect to make the playoffs. You're going to have other events scheduled, right, in arenas, and I think that's what's caused this, and also the TV games. So when you look at this, we were the first game to play game 1. We'll be the last team to play game 5. So there's been a little bit, but I don't know if it's been too much. Like, we haven't had any 3 games off. Right? We haven't had 3 games off. I wouldn't. I think the locker room is the one place that needs to be sacred. I really do. I get that we want to know what goes in there, but I think it needs to be sacred. I don't think that there's been too many. I think every game's been 2 days. Or the most it's been is 2 days. It's been no 3 days. And there's been some cases. Well, you look at the Panthers. They didn't start. We started playing on. That's not true. Because in the finals, you get 2 days for travel. Right? And I think you get 2 days for travel in the conference finals. Yeah, you get 2 days for travel in the conference finals. And sometimes you get concerts in there that push it. So I'm not completely on with that. I don't think that that's true. And in a lot of cases, you're seeing a lot of these teams have had the 2 days off, right? And the 2 days off help boasting. And hell, I'll be honest with you. After game 3, I would have loved to have played on Saturday, not wait to Sunday. I thought that hurt us. I thought that hurt St. Louis, not Winnipeg. Right? I hope we can. It's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough. But I don't think the whiteout's going to have the effect that it's had in the first 2 games. Whatever happens game 5, we're going to need earmuffs to listen to game 6. Who's going to be in the building for game 6? Does anybody know? Somebody out there knows. I know. I heard it. Who's going to be in the building for game 6? The celebrity bandwagon is getting full. Right? There's going to be a special guest in the building for game 6. Wow. The Canes have come back. So much for the Devils pushing this one. It is now 3-3, 3 goals in 5 minutes and 40 seconds. John Gruden, that is right. The Super Bowl coach, the bowl coach, quarterback academy is going to be in the building. I'm going to try and reach out to the alumni group and see if I can get Maroon to do an interview with me during the playoffs. Right? I don't know if he can because he hasn't put in his papers yet. Right? I don't think he's officially put his papers in yet. So that may be the only reason. John Gruden, who has all of a sudden become a Blues fan, is going to be in the building. I think that's going to help. We'll see, you know. Jobu is got his mojo going. Gruden says he wants him to bring Gloria back. I don't know about that. I think this is Jobu's time. Right? I think this is Jobu's time. Right? Oh man, 47 minutes already? Wow, that's quick. I mean, I haven't gotten 12. That's where I'm at now, and that's the most I've ever gotten. The most I've gotten. I want 50. I want 50 viewers at one time. I'm challenging you guys between now and tomorrow's game to get the word out. I will post tomorrow's show as soon as the games are over so I can get this over here updated, right? I want to get this updated, right? I really, really want to get 50 viewers. I'm asking you guys to put the word out to try and get 50 people to watch the show for 5 minutes at one time. 50 and 5. That's what we want. Can we make it happen? I hope so. Yes, Maroon was there for game 4. He got him. He had a good time in game 4. Jason says the Blues said a bunch of swag to Gruden, who's now with Barstool Sports. Yeah, but I'm not sure like why they sent it to him. I think he was talking about the Blues or something like that. So though it's been done, I'm not there. I'm not there. Right. I thought he was still with ESPN. I guess not, or maybe he's doing both. I don't know. Oh, New Jersey's up 4-3 now. And then the Hurricanes get one. Wow, what a period in Carolina. Woo-wee. Yeah, I seen that. The Battlehawks went around and sent him stuff. Making him a St. Louis fan. Maybe he can go get the NFL to bring a team back to St. Louis. Right? Hey, is my Winnipeg Jets fan still here? I want to talk to my Winnipeg Jets fan. Are you still here, bud? Let's see if he's still here. Nah, I disagree, Jason. I'm not into that. Okay. So Albert, I got a question to ask, and you know, maybe you can, you know, I'd like to hear some more Winnipeg right now. What's your confidence level going into game 5? What's your and I'm be honest, I don't want the rah 100%. I want you've after the 4 games you've seen, what's your confidence level going into game 5? And I'm saying this, and the reason I'm asking this is because going into game 3, my confidence level was probably about 65%, and my O-ring just broke. Think I can get away with it until after. But I'd like to know overall what Jets fans' confidence is going into game 5. And I'd like to, for the Blues fans that are watching this, what is your confidence going into game 5? What is your confidence level? Best of 3, we got home games. And while that's true, that doesn't answer my question. Right? And in all actuality, should this be best of 3? Should it be 3-1 Blues? Right? I mean, that's something I think a Jets fan really needs to ask himself. Should this be 3-1 Blues? And I think it was. My light? No, not my lighting. I have my mic is held up by an O-ring. I don't know if you can see it. And it broke. Right? And my O-ring broke. And sometimes if it's got 2 O-rings on it, and depending on how they're held, it holds the mic for me. Should it? It's not. You're right. It's not, but it should be. And that thing, Shockey says, I'm worried for the first 5 minutes. The death confidence level's got to be similarly 2 hours tied up game series. I'm not sure where you're going at with that, David. The Jets' confidence level has got to be the same. It could be. And you're right, Albert, it's not. But how many times have you seen a team win a lucky game and then lose a series? Right? How often does that happen? Right? My confidence level for game 5 is 75% Blues. I'm kind of with that. I'm probably a little stronger. I'm like 80%. I think what St. Louis needs to do tomorrow is take the crowd out of it really quick. Like, they've got to get pucks on Hellebuck. They have to. And here's the thing now. Because Hellebuck complained. Now here's the thing that hasn't been talked about. Because Hellebuck complained so much about the screens, they're not going to get in front of him. And if they're not going to get in front of him, that means the Blues can get in front of him. If the Blues can get in front of him, that's deflected pucks. And that's how we're going to beat them. Right? They're going to come out hard. I can see that. Albert, you have a ghost of recent playoff path with your goalie. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Would I be, look, should the Jets beat the Blues in this series? Yes, they should. They are in many ways the better team this season. Can they beat them? Yes, they can. Will they beat them? I don't know. Thanks, Jason. Hey, tell all the other guys that my show is actually pretty good. They should come on and watch. Well, okay, but you haven't executed in either area so far. What makes you think that you're going to flip that switch already? Right? What makes you think you're going to flip that switch? Well, that is if you think it is that. If you think my show is pretty good, Jason. Either that or you're spying on me to see if I'm bitching about the league so they can kick me out. I'm joking. That's just my fucked up mind. Um, um, it's the best power play I've ever seen. During this playoffs, it's been the best power play you've ever seen. Maybe during the season, but in the playoffs, it certainly hasn't been. Were they 2 for 12? I'll tell you here in a second. Winnipeg is 16.7%. Right? Here we go. Winnipeg is 2 for 12. 2 for 12 in this playoff. And on the other end of that, St. Louis is 6 for 18 for 33%. They're right. They're sixth in the playoffs. Right? And some of that you have to back off of. I honestly don't know that. I don't know what their record is after losing 2 in a row. Right? But to me, does that matter in the playoffs? Right? And that's I see where you might be going because I don't know the answer. Oh, I saw that. Oh my goodness. I mean, he took one too. He took one and he took it like a champ. Right? I think I put that video on my page, Jason. I really do. Hold on. Carolina just tied it up again. I'm trying to say, hold on. The world champions, I'm not sure how you can watch that. I guess Dvorsky is going to go play for Slovakia in the world champions. I could see that. Great goal there. Hold on now. God, Guy, what are you doing, man? You're screwing shit up tonight. Okay, let me get back. Let's see if I can find this video. I know I posted it. I may ask him to stop posting stuff. I think this is it. If this is it. No, this isn't the one. I actually seen the video where he takes the one off the face and then they do the interview. So I don't have it. Last 2 playoffs, they've been 0-2 after losing 2 in a row. Okay. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. Ability all year to come back after a blowout, but that's what he's failing to see is what happened 2 games is that it happened 2 games in a row. I kind of understand that. I understand both points. I understand Albert's enthusiasm because I would have, if my team did what they did in the regular season, I'd have the same enthusiasm. I'd be like, it's a long postseason. You're going to have this. Right. And what do I say? What do I say about the difference between the top teams in the league and the bottom teams in the league? Come on, Jason, you know this. What do I always say about that? Right? This is why I understand where Albert's going. Right? But what do I always say about the teams in this league? The difference between the top team and the bottom team is what? Not 1%, no. I say even less. I say minuscule. It's minuscule, right? You take Connor, Hellebuck, and Shifley and put them on the Sharks, and take 3 players off the Sharks and put them on the Jets. Those teams are almost even, right? The difference is minuscule, right? And because of that, any team can play with any team. No, but they weren't. But see, I disagree with that. I mean, I get what you're saying when you look at that points difference, but they're 2 or 3, all-stars away from being right at the top, right? Get an all-star goalie, get a couple of really good offensive guys, and they're right there. They got young guys. The difference is minuscule. We, on the other hand, like to do what Albert just pointed out and look at it through an electron microscope. Yeah, I couldn't either, Jason. And if we're looking at it through an electron microscope, yeah, the difference, but it's not. It's not. The night before. 2 years ago, Boston set the record for season points, and what happened? They got beat by Florida, a team that was last. Yeah, last in. Yeah, right. Well, see, there's some things in 19 that a lot of people don't realize, and I brought it up before, right? A lot of people look at the Blues as a Cinderella team in 19, and okay, I get it. But what they forget is, how many points were they out of the Central? How many points away were they from winning the Central? How many points were they away from winning the Central? This is something that people don't get. Right? And that comment that the Central is heavy, yeah. 5 teams in. Calgary was tied with St. Louis, but St. Louis had the tiebreaker. Our bottom was really bad, but our top was really good. Uh, 19, we started expecting good things in the year and was told to be happy if we compete. And was told this year, we was told I'll be happy if we compete. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't know, but it was closer to, it was 1 point. 1 point. That year, Nashville had 100 points. We had 99. Winnipeg had 99. If we'd have won one more game or gotten one more point, we had the tiebreaker on Nashville. We'd have won the division. A lot of people don't remember that. And then that season, all 4 number 1 seeds lost in the first round. All 4 of them. Right? So there is some differences here. Now, this season, we got in with 96 points, right? I think that was right, 96 points. Winnipeg had 116. 20-point difference. 20-point difference. Did I miss a comment? Did I miss a comment from AC? I guess I might have missed a comment from AC. I'm not seeing what you were talking about. I don't see. We'll talk. Oh, I missed this comment. Let's talk about the Blues power play. Yeah, I did talk about that a little bit. I did talk about that. I did get there. All right. At the end of 2, the Senators are up 1-0 on the Leafs, trying to extend that series. Devils and Hurricanes are tied at 4 with 6:15 to go in the second. Carolina trying to end that series, and the Devils trying to extend it. I have a feeling both these series ends tonight. I really do. The Wild will be in Vegas, and the Oilers are in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is kind of in the same boat that we are. Right? Which Blues player to keep an eye on tomorrow? Ooh, I did not see that comment. I don't know why I missed it. David, I usually get all your comments. I don't know why that one didn't show up. So I'm not seeing that comment. Wow, good question. Which Blues player? I'll say this. Which player should we keep an eye on? For Winnipeg, it's 2. Hellebuck and Connor. Right? Hellebuck and Connor. For St. Louis, I kind of agree with Sutter because of Tucker being out. I also think that offensively, I think it comes back on Buchnevich. I think Buchnevich. I mean, he got he's got some points, but he's still not there yet. I kind of got this feeling that Buchnevich is the guy that really needs to continue. I mean, he's got to be that guy again. I think he's got to be the guy that everyone feels. I mean, he's got 7 points. Okay, so I'm kind of bouncing off him a little bit, but I think he needs to continue that. Right? Cam Fowler's got 8 points and is a 0. He's even. Only negative players on the Blues right now. Let's see that. Kairu's a -2. I'm okay with that. Noletti's a -2. Walker, Shen, and Suter are -1s. Oh, okay. No big deal. Right? If I pulled up Winnipeg, let's do that. Let's pull up Winnipeg. Jets, ±. Morrissey, -3. Alafalo, -2. Niederreiter, -2. Luke Shen, -2. Kyle Connor, -1. Hayden Fleury, -1. Nemekov, -1. Scheifele, -1. Lowry, -1. They only have 4 players that are plus players. Miller, Appleton, Stanley, and Barron. Right? They got to take a long, hard look at themselves. He's starting. And I kind of agree with that back part of that, Jason. Right? And they don't box out the tips. Yeah. And the thing with that, Scheifele is the guy to watch. They got spanked twice. Yeah, but Connor's been the Blues killer. Right? And even he was the only guy that scored in the last one. I think Scheifele got an assist on that. But yeah, I just think what you're going to see, especially after Hellebuck blamed his team for getting in his way, they're not going to cover the center. Right? And I get it. It's not great. It's not a great indicator, but if you look at points, right? Scheifele's got 5. He had 5. I think he had He had 4 or 5 coming into game 3. Right? Let me see something here real quick. Hold on. I'm working something. So Shifley had 5 points coming into game 3. Had 5 points coming into game 3, and Connor had 4 points coming into game 3. Right? So Shifley didn't get a point in the last 2 games. And Connor got 1. All right? So, yeah, I kind of see where you're at there. Connor had a goal. That was it. You know? Lots gonna depend on the Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Shock. He also took one off the goal line in game 2. Not sure what you're talking about there, Albert. And I do understand what you're saying there. I really do. I get it. I think Winnipeg Jets fans went into this series thinking it was a 4 or 5 game series. I really do. I think a lot of Jet fans thought that. I think a lot of Blues fans thought 6 or 7, and I think the hockey people thought 6. I think that was the overall consensus with Winnipeg in 6. Kind of don't see that now. I think this goes. If Winnipeg wins tomorrow, I think it goes 7. If St. Louis wins tomorrow, I think it goes 6. Right? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. You can't, Jason. You have to start him, Jason. There's no way you do not start the guy that's going to win the Hart Trophy. You don't start him. You're basically giving up. You have to start him. That's a good point, Shot. I kind of agree with that. I really do. I really agree with that. I think you're dead on there. Right. I think even Albert might agree with me on this. Agree with us on this, that's the same thing, you know. Ottawa still up 1-0 with 15:28 to go in the third. Right. If they have to pull him, the series is over. Series is over anyways. Right? Called Jets in 6. I wasn't thinking it was an easy matchup. Did you see the first 4 games going the way they did? That's not a bad bet. That's not a bad bet. I would be that. What if the rules were reversed and Bennington had 2 horrible games in a row in the playoffs? Yeah. Right. Well, the difference being Bennington doesn't have any hardware. Bennington plays better than his numbers. And I think a lot of people don't get that. I think a lot of people just look at numbers when it comes to Bennington, and he's an eye test guy. He's an eye test, ear test guy, and he passes both of them with flying colors. Right? I think Toronto's coming out of the East. I really do. I mean, I get, everybody in Canada hating Toronto. I get it. But I think Toronto is, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm not a Berube fan, and you all know that. but I think they have the firepower, even with Berube. Even I seen a thing today, Berube said we had to be more offensive. Well, there you go, Berube. You start to get offensive, then you're going to win. Right? Yeah, that's a lot of wins to go, Jason. That's a lot of wins to go. In fact, there's only one team that, no, there's a couple teams. There's a few teams that need one less win than that. So there's still a long way to go. Long way to go. And a short time to get there. We gonna do what they say can't be done. How's that, man? How's that? I really look forward to this game tomorrow. I really do. I know it's going to be a nail biter. I know it's going to be tough. I know at some point something's going to happen. I still don't think Toronto gets past the second round, and it's possible. Something's going to happen in that game that's going to flip that game. I really do think that's what's coming. Oh man, you know what? I got 9 likes today on a Joey Goodman, Jason Marshman, Laura Brandon, Aaron Nell, Samantha Robinson, John Hefner, Kyle Me, Jason Nichols, and David AC. Thank you for putting those thumbs in the air. I really appreciate it. Please help me get to 50 viewers tomorrow. Please, when you see the show, when I post the show tonight, later tonight, tomorrow morning, get it out there for me. Get it out there. Let's make it happen. I'd appreciate it. It's what this is all about. Let's see if we can make this show get the viewers it needs. I'd really appreciate it. I'd like to have the comments be so much that I can't get them. Getting ready to jump off here. Can you give us 3 things the Blades need to do tomorrow and 3 things the Jets need to do? Absolutely, I can do that. Let's leave this up here. Okay, let's go with the Jets. First things first. Get Hellebuck out of his head. Right? You got to get him out of his head. And you've got to do what got you here. Right? First thing, get Hellebuck out of his head. Second thing, do what got you here. Strong offense and a strong defense. Right? Get a lead. Keep a lead. Get a lead, keep a lead. Oh, wow. I just think what pisses me off a lot. The guy clamping down on the stick, and I think it just got called. He got called for holding. For the Blues. Bodies in front of the net. Be offensively aggressive. Be defensively responsible. They do that, they win again. Bodies in front of the net, offensively aggressive, defensively responsible. Those are my things. Refs need to be hands off unless it's obvious. I agree with that. I think, but at the same time, I think that they need to get this game under control very rapidly, because we saw the last 2 games get out of control, and we saw game 1 get out of control at the end of that one with a bunch of penalties at the end, right? So really, in all actuality, that they've got to be able to get control really quickly, and then keep control. So it doesn't mean calling it tight, but at the same time, not letting obvious stuff go. If they let obvious stuff go, it gets out of control, right? If there's a trip, call a trip. Right? Thank you, Bud. I will gladly see you tomorrow. I can't wait. Right? Monty, let's see if we can get some more classmates on here, man. Let's do it. Let's get an NJRFGC reunion on the video tomorrow night, man. That'd be fun. Maybe we'll do it for Game 6 for Friday's game. We'll try and post more about it. We got at least 2 games to get to this 50 people I want. Right? I think we can do it, man. I really think we can do it. I'll give you 10 more minutes. 1:30 mark, I'll bow out. the right now Toronto being down 1 is going on a power play. That could be a lot. The other game at the end of 2 is tied at 4. This Toronto game has 13:02 to go. Right? I'm kind of watching this one. I don't. Right? Because I think you change the game when you do that. I think in OT they need to. I would like to see them call more penalties than OT. Right? I don't want to see the whistles put away. I don't want bullshit called, but I want stuff called. I want the cross check called. I want the boarding call. I want the stuff that really matters called. Right? All right. They're already they got it up on the thing there. Yeah, Albert. I see, because then I think you change the game. I really think you change the game, and you're sitting there saying it lets teams be over aggressive, right? And I think that helps your team, and that's why you're saying that, right? 95% of people's opinions are based on things that affect and help them. Oh my goodness, Ottawa just got a shorty. Wow. Dylan Cousins with a beautiful shorthanded goal. They may be extending this series. I'd have to say they're going to extend this one. Oh, that's a wow. Big goal. Big goal. Right? Come on. Where'd you guys go? I said you got 10 minutes, which is about 7 now. And that's what the league said they were going to crack down on, and they haven't. Right? That's where it needs to get cracked down on. Exactly. Right? The one thing, the biggest rule change that I hope, and no one's talking about, so I know it's not going to happen. If you challenge a goal for goaltender interference and you win, you should go on the power play. I would agree with that. The rats will take over the game. What do you mean by that? If you're not calling the cross check, it's the rats that are doing the cross check. They're taking over the game. Look at Marchand, dirtiest player in the game right now. Probably dirtiest player. Him and Wilson are the dirtiest players. If they got called more for the crap they did, they wouldn't do it. It would hurt their teams, but they don't get called for it. So I disagree with that. I don't know. Maybe I'm a goody two shoes. I don't know. When you don't get commercial breaks, you need to take a moment to take a drink. I'm sitting under two white lights that are shining down on me. I also know why I'm a little bit better with the green screen. It's the color behind me that helps. If I had white behind me, it wouldn't be as good. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't think so, Albert. I think. Do you like players like Marchand and Wilson and Kadri? Do you like players like that? Well, we got about 5 minutes left, bud. I like a clean game. I like a good, hard, clean game. Oh, Albert. Yeah, now you're yanking my chain. Now you're absolutely yanking my chain. You're saying that the game should be dirty. Yeah, you're yanking my chain. You couldn't find you go ask 100 hockey fans, and maybe you get 5 that agree with you. Right? Go out there and look at all the videos that call out Marchand and all the videos that call out Wilson and call out Kadri for their antics. How many of them are out there praising it? Almost none. So I got to disagree with you, bud. Got to disagree. And that's the thing with having my show. I have the right to disagree, and you have the right to disagree too. Right? I get to speak my mind. You don't. That's kind of unfair, but you know what? It is what it is. And that's where we go. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah. Or one of the other players. Yeah. I agree with that there, Shocks. Right? Got about 3 minutes left. If you got anything last minute, say it now so we can put it on the screen. Tell me what you're thinking as we're getting ready to end this hour and a half show. Been a great show. Been a fun show. Michael drive tonight. I want to watch some hockey, but I might drive tonight too, and then come home and post the show. I want to make sure I get that. This guy's updated here, right? Get that updated with the current information, and so it's ready to go for tomorrow. And tomorrow's games, 7:00 Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time. I keep forgetting that's not Standard Time; it's Daylight Time. I was a defenseman, and every now and then a referee would try and clean up the game, and then there's someone running your goalie or thinking he can do what he wants, but it's a physical game. Okay, Albert, I have no problem with protecting your net. I get that. My problem is with the cross checks to the back of the head, the blind cross checks, the slew footing, the licking of the face, the stuff that doesn't belong in the game. That's where I'm at. I have a thought, but I ain't saying it. Well, you can text it to me, Chris. You can text it to me. 7:00 Central on ESPN. The Canadians will be playing for their playoff lives against the Washington Capitals in Capital One Arena. Down in Florida, in Tampa, at Amalie Arena, the Lightning will be trying to stave off elimination against the Panthers at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then in the series that matters to me. Okay, but when you keep hitting the back here, you start hitting up here. And I watch it all the time when guys are doing it, how that stick starts going up the back. Right? Yeah, I agree with that. Right? So the Blues will take on Winnipeg Jets at Canada Life Center, 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. That will be 3:30 Hawaii Standard Time and 8:30. But Albert, you just said it's not. You don't want that call. First of all, a cross check is illegal, period. If you keep doing that, I might give you 1. You do it 2 or 3 times, I'm calling it. Not literally. I'll give you a tussle. But when you keep doing it, right? I'll give you 1. That's it. You do it a second time, I'm calling it. And especially if I see that stick going up the back. And I've seen that. I've seen it lower back. First of all, lower back is almost as bad as the shoulders. Right? Right, that lower back, oh man, that's to me, if it's middle of the back, okay. I mean, it hurts, but you got some padding up there. When it's down here, well, you just said you don't want it called. You just said you don't want it called. So I'm telling you, I'm agreeing. I'm saying, okay, if you want to give one down there, I get it. I don't like it, and I think it should be called, but you said no, I'm making hockey shitty. So I'll give you the one, but that's all I'm going to give you. All right? And then I'm only going to give you like a this. I'm not going to give you a full, you do a full on when he knocks him down, I'm calling that thing. How's that sound? Right? Well, there's your hour and 30, guys. Wow, you got me going. I appreciate you for coming on. Don't forget to catch the show tomorrow. And I love each and every one of you. Albert, thanks for joining the show today. Thank you for everyone who put the thumbs up on Facebook. If you did it on YouTube, I can't see it. Shocky says the lower back sucks so bad. I did have a kidney stone dislodged from one, though. Oh, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I was trying to, I do want it called, but I'm trying to find that common ground between you and me. Where's the right? Where's it? Where's that zone that it's okay, right? Where's that zone, right? Where's that zone? Like tripping. I don't think tripping should be called if the guy's going for the puck. If the stick touches the puck and the player falls over the stick, that's not tripping to me. That's not tripping because that guy's got a stick on the puck, right? Okay, man. Thank you. Great show. Come back on tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time, and 3 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time as we will get ready to pregame for game number 5 in Winnipeg. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha mahalo. And you know what? What do I always say, my boys? Where are the boys? Anybody seen the boys today? Have you seen the boys? Boys!
Hawaii Blues fan. We're bleeding blue.